This is the best way to craft SSR weapons. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? Nugget here, coming to you today with an SSR weapon crafting video. So guys, in this video, we're gonna teach you guys the best ways to craft SSR weapons. More specifically for your SSR hunters, of course. We're talking all hunters. So that's gonna be your fighters, that's gonna be your supports, that's gonna be your tank units. But before we talk a single one, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a live or an upload, and of course, support your boy on that memorable website. That way you can get free codes. Now let's go back to the video. First and foremost, how do you even craft? You guys can craft SSR exclusive weapons by going to crafting from your menus and then going to the SSR section. From here you can craft a various amount of ways. Now hear me with this. When you guys see something like event, that means there's currently an event going on in which you can craft an exclusive weapon for an exclusive character at any given point in time. Currently, it's Thomas Andre, and you can also craft Gogan Hees if you do have the exclusive weapon designs for this. And how you get this will pertain to the event going on right now. So right here, it's Lucky Capsule, and you can get it by doing various events, by doing your raffle tickets. These raffle tickets allow you to get an opportunity to get the designs or gold or something like that, and then from there you guys can get a plethora of that to craft from there. And then for Sunjinu, you can craft those with his exclusive ones. But when it comes to the hunters, guys, all hunters will basically take the same material. That's going to be the power crystal, and that's going to be the hunter exclusive weapon designs. Now let's go ahead and talk about how to get each and every one of these. It's going to be super simple and easy. It's going to be in your exchange shop for the power crystals. You guys can get these in two places in the exchange shop. You can get them in your weapons material exchange, which I do recommend that you always get this in. Make sure you guys get this. This one resets in about 3 days when you guys will see this video. So definitely buy that each and every time. And then battle for the time exchange. I always buy this each and every time, guys. I want to say, honestly, this feels scarce at times. I know you can get a plethora of this just by playing various different game modes, story mode and stuff like that. But when you really need the mana power crystals, you really won't have any. So definitely the exchange shops are the best place that I like to get those from. And then when it comes to the weapon designs, guys, you can honestly, funny enough, get them in those exact same places, but there's also one more added place. So weapons material exchange, and then the battle for the time exchange, you guys can get it right there. And then when you guys do salvage SSR weapons, let's say you might want to, right? Not saying you have to, but if you salvage SSR weapons, let's say this site that is A3, we'll get a certain amount back. So you will get 2 back per SSR dupe. So this is currently 4 dupes, the base dupe, and then 3 extra dupes, which is 4 in total, which is why it's giving me 8 back. So go ahead and do that math if you are going to salvage an SSR weapon. Now, of course, you don't necessarily have to do that, but I'm just teaching you guys, telling you guys the best ways to go about getting the materials. Now, when it comes to crafting the materials, a good question to ask is, who should I craft first? Guys, when it comes to crafting your SSR weapons, you want to craft in the order of your DPS units first, followed by your support units. Those are the 2 ones you want to focus, and we'll talk about the tanks too. The tanks are really last in the priority, so last that I would recommend that you guys would even max out like a DPS characters, and we'll talk about some strategies right now actually. So let's take an example. If I go to my manage team section, and now stay with me here, hunter side, and we show a light team. Let's imagine all 3 of these characters had no weapons, right? As a matter of fact, we will just even unequip this, just even, further along the idea. If all 3 of these characters have no weapons and I want to craft their weapons and I have the material to craft weapons, but I'm scarce, I would need to max out Thomas Andre's weapon to advancement 5 as fast as possible. You guys will always want to get a weapon to advancement 5 as fast as possible. So I would go ahead, go about that, do that first, get that weapon A5. I know it's A10, but just pretend it's A5. Get that weapon A5, then say, okay, cool. Now who's my support unit? It's me. Get his weapon A5. You see it right now. It's A5. After that, I would then go back to Thomas Andre. I would look at Thomas Andre and say, okay, now that I have my support unit's weapon, all the way at A5, I can max this one out, meaning I can get him that added bonus, that added increased attack, defense, and HP, that 15% bonus, get this one maxed out to advancement 10. From there, I can now invest into my breaker unit. And I think that's the best way you guys want to go about it. Now comment if I cooked or not, comment if that's a good idea, comment if it's a bad idea. But from there, you guys can basically go about getting your breaker unit advancement 5 or onward. So you see for Gogun, obviously he was a nuke of a character, nuke of a unit. So I ended up maxing out his weapon as well. He doesn't have his weapon maxed out, in all honesty. Support characters, it's hard to convince someone to max that out, in all honesty. As you can see, like Maylene Fisher, I don't know if I even have a support unit with an A10 weapon. That's just like so unheard of. I think even Isla has it, just because when she dropped, it was lucky capsule or something, or somehow I stumbled up an extra dupe. Now that we talked about that, guys, let's reiterate. Now that I showed you basically how you want to go about upgrading, of course, with that, we still have different characters, different classes. So I want to tell you guys the best characters to start with if you are going to go by, okay, which DPS unit should I upgrade? Which support unit should I upgrade? Which breaker unit? So starting off with your DPS units, that's going to be any one of these, right? So when it comes to these amount of characters, the first character from your DPS units that I do recommend is going to be Thomas Andre. And when I go ahead and max out his weapon, you'll benefit from this immensely. Get that one A5 as fast as possible. From here, Aomi Amire, again, a nuke of a character. Her weapon has so much utility. It's going to literally give her ult as fast as possible. It's going to embed more crit rate and damage, which you definitely want. So get her also as high as possible. And then for the third slot, I actually have a tie. So it's going to be a tie between Alicia Blanc, and Alicia's is just insane. You really need her weapon. Alicia Blanc also is a very, very good character. I don't talk about her too much because the water meta is just not too relevant, but I don't want to ever make y'all think I forgot about her, right? Alicia's a nuke of a character, so that's why she's tied with Charlotte. So Charlotte also has a pretty good weapon, and if you get this one to advancement 5, you also won't regret it. That's going to be all your DPS units. Those are the top 4 DPS units that you do want to focus. Now, when it comes to your support units, there's not too much. I'll be real. There's not too much. There's literally 5 from here. So with that, though, I think you will benefit from getting Means as high as possible, as fast as possible. Mean has so much utility as a character. Now, hear me out here. Number 2 is going to be a tie between Isla and Maylene. Isla's is crazy because it's going to give her a 20-second reduction on her ultimate, and ultimates are usually like 40, but like 60 seconds long. So with that, she's gonna get her ultimate pretty fast within those rotations. So it's pretty crazy. Try that out. And then Maylene, of course, if you have a DPS unit based off of attack, this is going to give them a nice amount of damage increase through their attack. So it's kind of insane, right? And then, of course, number 3, Hansi Mei. Hansi Mei is honestly pretty crazy. I might switch Hansi Mei to number 1. Honestly, with the support units, they're all interchangeable, but Hansi Mei's literally gives a damage increase. So that's definitely something to think about. But yeah, and then for the tank units, last but not least, can't forget about those breakers. And then Rangers are technically breakers as well. At number 1, let's go. That's all Gogun He. Come on now. Who did you think was going here? Let's be real. But for Gogun He, you definitely want this, because when his heavy attacks hit or when his regular attacks hit, it increases the light damage dealt to targets. This has so much utility for a light team. This benefits the entire light team. So definitely do that. That benefits Sun Jinu if you play on a team battle and he has a light weapon. So just think about that. That might be one of the best weapons to craft, period, like all categories included. Just saying. From there though, Wu Jinchul, he has an insane weapon, and for the longest time I actually did not have this weapon crafted, and it's honestly, it's on screen right now. Pause the video and read it. I'm not gonna read it because, you know, you have eyes, but read that. It's honestly insane. Go ahead, get him as high as possible. And then last but not least, we have Harper. This one increases the damage for her dark team members. It's honestly very nice, very lovely. And yeah, guys, that is the order of each and every category. That is the exact way you guys want to go about crafting. That is how you guys can even find the crafting material. And with that, what do you guys think of the SSR hunter weapon crafting priority? What would you guys change? Is there anything you would change? How many SSR weapons do you have? Go ahead and drop your lineups in the comments below. Let me see how locked in you guys are. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Drop your thoughts, theories, and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.